My name is James Kearney. I'm the head men's and women's cross-country coach here at Lewis University. This is my 12th season. My college coaches really encouraged me to get into college coaching. They felt like that was probably my best avenue and something that I'd be really strong and passionate about. And so I felt like Lewis kind of met some of those personal values that I hold and ended up being a great fit. We have the type of staff where we play basketball twice a week and we do a lot of things together. This is very much a family-like atmosphere. And I think that we're able to transition some of those things in terms of being a family-like atmosphere over to then the interactions that we have with the student athletes. I think it creates and fosters an environment that really leads us to be successful long-term. There is very much a long-term thought process as it comes to any decision that we make as a staff or as a department, and then any decisions that we make when we work with the athletes. We're not only looking at the short-term things, but we're also looking at the long-term 4-year goals as well. The fear sometimes of, not wanting to make the wrong decision kind of paralyzes you and keeps you complacent. And so I think that that's something that, over the past, 5-6 years is something I've really tried to get out of my comfort zone and try some new things. And the other part is just how do you put those things into practice given, some of the limitations that a place could have. We're very fortunate here that we have an indoor track, we have an outdoor track, we have a cross-country course. We have great places to train and go. But I think that always reassessing our culture and reassessing our student athletes is a big function of what my job is, and not getting complacent, I think is one of the things that any coach, any program is going to face. But I think the other part is that we need to continue to always look at the next thing and how do we get better and how do we be okay with trying to do more. I really pride myself on the fact that I get to take my son to school every day, and I get to pick him up from daycare most days. That's really important to me. It's important to me to be able to have dinner with my family, at least 5 nights a week. Those are things that I value. It's my hope, it's my understanding that not only do the students in our program understand that and respect those things, but I also think that that's the type of experience that our university is going to provide anyways. It's a little bit more wholesome, a little bit more family-like. It's something that, we're trying to push the mission and our mission as a university and explain those things and teach those things and give you some life skills through learning those things. I think that that's one of those life skills, is learning how to manage your time, learning how to balance, learning how to have multiple sets of responsibilities and be successful at doing all three. It is a very, very unique place. And I think that, I've discussed the mission a couple of times, but I truly believe that the mission then kind of translates into what we try and provide as a program culture-wise. We're very much a selfless group, and we're very much looking for folks that want to be a part of something bigger than just themselves. We have a 90% academic success rate for our student athletes, and it's been that or higher for the last 10 to 12 years. I think that we are truly encompassing the student athlete experience here. We're looking to bring you here, help you develop and understand your role, not only within our program, but within the entire university, and then understand how to embrace that role and use that to make everyone else around you better. That's tough. That it takes time, it takes maturity, but I think that when we're trying to recruit someone here, I think it's about program first and fit. We know we can make you faster. We know that we can push you and help you overcome some limitations that you may have had in your high school experience. I think then the next step is how do you kind of give back some of that to the program and say, I'm going to be a little bit selfless because I know I can get more out of the end. In an individual sport, that's not always the easiest kind of concept and thought process to have. I'm asking you to kind of, push back on some of the individual glory things to win a team trophy and to focus on the team and understand that being a part of a great team, I think, allows you to then explore some of those individual exploits because you're being pushed and because you're striving for a little bit more. It's a little bit easier to push harder in a race when you know that you're there for other people than just yourself. And so that's a difficult concept sometimes for folks to understand. You know, we pick a theme and a motto for every year, and this year's was, you know, be better. And that means that's going to force you to be outside of your comfort zone. And I think that our men have really embraced that, really, truly kind of taken the next step in terms of, you know, being better, doing more mileage, you know, handling an extra rep of a workout, you know, pushing yourself in the weight room, getting creative with how we recover and how we fuel and how we do all of those things. It's something that I think we've done a really nice job. You know, on the women's side, I think, as you look at our program, you know, we made our first national meet, you know, in a while last fall, and it was kind of a surprise, on the surface anyways. I don't think anyone outside of maybe this office and our women's team last year thought we could make the national meet. And I think now moving forward, that's the expectation, right? That's the goal. The cohesiveness of this group has been really fun. And to watch them kind of really buy into one another has been kind of a treat. I think the next step for us is rolling the dice and taking a chance now. You know, I feel like the first couple of races this year we've been safe. I think we're getting to the point of the season for both teams where we need to take a risk and find out how good we really are. I think that is something that we haven't quite stepped outside of our racing comfort zones. I think in terms of role embrace and in terms of, you know, personality, you know, growth, I think we've done an excellent job of growing and exploring those things and learning how to embrace it. Now it's about racing, you know, and taking those things forward and translating the work that we've done and the growth that we've had as individuals to the team now, and using that to elevate one another and to take a chance in a race and say, hey, this might work, it might not, but let's find out what happens. I think that's the biggest thing, and that's what we're looking to do here into the conference and regional championships coming soon.